One of the things that I wanted to have a conversation today about is, why we think it has to be hard to be worth it, right? Why choosing ease really is where your next level begins. And this is such a good conversation, you guys, because one of the most common abundance blocks that I see with brilliant women who are visionary, who are running big businesses, is that they are sabotaging themselves with this underlying belief that's just below the surface that says, it only counts if I work really hard. And I want to know, is this you? Do you have this belief? Because so many of us have this belief. And I'm going to be honest that I had this belief for a long, long time. When I was in my corporate career, I really felt like the only way to make it was to, work harder. And I remember there was a point in time where I thought, gosh, I'd love to make $1 million, but right now I make $250,000. And so in order to make $1 million, I have to work 4 times, as hard, right? I have to do, 4 times the amount of stuff. And that was such skewed thinking, right? You guys, the first $1 million that I ever made was after I actually quit my job and I took a break for 6 months, and then something paid off that actually funded me the $1 million. It was like a divine wink, right? To help me learn this lesson. So this conversation the intention here is really to remind you that you no longer have to subscribe to an outdated notion that everything has to be hard to be worth it, right? That we have to struggle to prove our worth. That's really what I want us to get away from. And this belief that we have to work hard in order to make the money, be happy, achieve the success, all of those things, it impacts our everyday actions. So I want to talk about that, because if you believe that you have to work really hard, here's what's going to happen. You're going to resist getting help. You're going to resist receiving the type of support, mental, emotional, physical, all of that you would actually need to run your life and your business. You're going to try to reinvent the wheel. And whenever you do something, I often am launching my course or I'm inviting people into offers, right? And so feeling like I would have to do that differently every time rather than really allowing myself to make it easy, right? You'll sabotage yourself in a million easy ways. If you are finding yourself in this place of working really hard, the other thing I want to tell you is that what happens inside of your body is that you get out of energetic harmony, right? You put yourself in this constant state of hustle and push and force, and all of that leaves you with a frazzled nervous system, right? Poor self-care, it impacts your relationships, and eventually ends up with you just kind of, burning out. And I want to know, have you ever experienced that? Is this something that you're like, oh yeah, I've been there, done that, right? And what I want to say here is that although that might feel like the norm, that's a lot of the examples that we see around us, it is absolutely not your truth, right? It may be a common way of being, but it's not actually our natural state, and it's not your natural state. So when I talk about this belief system, I want to say it in different ways because I want you to really hear what this actually looks like, right? We've been taught that this work hard belief, right? It's part of our vernacular, it's part of our culture, it's part of the collective unconscious, right? And I want you to check in, and I'm just going to say a few different statements, and I want you to notice if they sound familiar to you, right? You're as good as what you do. Or if it's not hard, it's not a success, right? Rest is for the lazy. Who's heard that, right? In our household, sometimes my husband will say, if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. And I always, I sort of cringe at that because I go, oh no, let's not teach that to our girls. And yet, I love to clean. So, that's part of that. So check in with me, is this something that's resonating for you? We have to prove our worth, right? We have to earn our wholeness. If you're having too much fun, you're not working hard enough. Other times I've heard it said, play is only for the children. It's only for the kids, right? No, you don't get to play, you're an adult. Struggle is just the way it is, right? it's really hard to make money, right? These are all things that are part of our vocabulary, they're part of our vernacular, they're part of the collective unconscious, right? And they impact the way that we think, what we believe is possible for ourselves, right? And this is the trap, right? If we start to really buy into this, we believe that, once I make it hard enough to then actually like achieve the thing, then I can be successful, then I can be wealthy, then I can have the impact, right? Then I can be happy, then I can be liked, then I can feel fulfilled, then I can feel capable, right? Then I can let it be easier. And this is the trap here, right? Because the flaw is in this statement is that it keeps us separate from our abundance, rather than realizing that actually inside of being abundant now, feeling abundant now, letting things flow now, we actually then create more, right? We don't separate ourselves from it. It doesn't become conditional. So I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you been hustling? Have you been struggling? Have you been burning yourself out to create the things that you desire, right? Or all of the success that you already have today, right? Notice, like, where did that come from? What was that built upon? What was the foundation that you were operating from? Because operating from incredibly high levels of control, of judgment, of expectation, of that level of perfectionism, not only is it exhausting, right? It feels depleting, it's anxiety producing, right? It creates worry. It's not helpful, right? It's not you getting into your abundance. And honestly, I want you to tune in and ask yourself, is this even what you want? Do you want to feel that way? And if most of us are honest, and if you're honest with yourself, I think you're going to answer no. I don't want that. I don't want to feel burned out. I don't want to feel like I'm constantly forcing, things to be. I don't want to be in that constant push. I want to feel more spacious. You guys, this is the number one thing women come to me with, is like they want to actually have more capacity. They want to expand their capacity. They want to feel more spacious, and like they have more time and more flow and more abundance inside of their daily experience. So often it's not even about the money, it's more about like how they're getting there, right? How they're doing that, right? And allowing in more flow. And my experience has been that when we can integrate, we can sort of tear down the walls of some of these beliefs that keep us stuck in the force and the push, then we can actually allow in the spaciousness, and also that releasing the grip, right, that of the scarcity actually opens up more flow for more abundance, and yes, more money and prosperity in all sorts of ways. So interestingly, not only does it not feel good to be in that struggle, hustle, it has to be hard to be worth it, but it's actually what's keeping you from your next level. And this is a huge point, you guys, so I want you to hear this, right? What is keeping you from your next level? From the abundance that you desire, from the money that you want, from the joy, the ease, the wealth, the powerful impact, the happiness that you deserve, is that belief that it has to be hard to be worth it. So here is the antidote. Here's the solution. It's to realize that ease is a choice. And I'm going to say that again. Ease is a choice. And what I mean by that is that the truth of your being is a state of ease, right? It's when you feel like, if you recall a time when you've been in the flow state, when things were really working well for you, you weren't in that hustle struggle energy. You were in a state of ease, right? Your body was relaxed. Things were just flowing. It was moving, right? It felt really good. And everything that you desire and deserve actually comes from that inside state of ease. So ease is an energy, ease is a decision, ease is a choice, ease is an abundance code. And that's why we're talking about it, because it is the beginning of your next level. And I want to say some things to you. I wrote some notes down here. I want you to really hear these, because this is what happens when you choose ease, right? Not only is ease the beginning of your next level, I want you to hear what the impact of that is. What is the result? What is the transformation? Because when you truly embody the energy of ease, things could be falling apart around you and you're solid, feeling good and calm. When you embody the energy of ease, you are no longer emotionally hijacked by other people's drama. That could be inside of your organization, from your spouse, from your kids. You stand solid, calm, confident. When you embody ease, you do not need to fix other people's problems, right? You trust them to fix their own. How are you going to handle that, right? You allow them to fix themselves, right? And you stand solid in your own being. When you embody ease, you stop feeling the need to reinvent the wheel or overcomplicate everything, right? You trust that things actually can be simple, and you build the support systems that you need mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. When you embody ease, you can approach difficult conversations, and instead of feeling anxiety or fear, you know that you can handle them with grace, and that those conversations are vehicles for increased connection. When you embody ease, you can trust yourself to ask for the support that you need, to ask for the things that you need, to use your voice with confidence. When you embody ease, you no longer feel afraid of bigger amounts of money because you value your worth. You trust in your worth, and you trust in your ability to manage money, to utilize it, to direct it powerfully. You know that how you feel isn't dependent on any outside circumstance when you embody ease, right? This is big because ease is a choice. When you are in the energy of ease, you are expansive. Your energetic frequency raises, right? The energy about you becomes lighter, brighter, more magnetic. And that's what we want, right? Because when we're in that magnetic space, things become automatic. That's when we can make the quantum leaps, when things can be instantly realized, right? The things that you desire become more in reach. Your actions become aligned. Everything you do becomes more fun, less heavy, more joy-filled, more in flow. Yes? Give me a yes in the comments if this is resonating, because I know that this is a big part of what it is that we all want. So I know that a few of you are still questioning this. You're thinking about it, and I want to just acknowledge that I see you, I get you, I was you. And yes, it is possible we can break this habit of it has to be hard, because it's a choice. And inside of our awareness is everything, right? When we can be aware of the beliefs that are running inside of our heads, the loops, the constant conversation that we're having ourselves, how we're convincing ourselves that it has to be hard. When we can tune into that and become aware of it, then we realize that inside of that space is a choice, and we can choose differently. We can choose to think differently. We can choose to act differently, to hold a different perspective, to believe something new, right? The addiction to hard, the struggle, the anxiety, the overwhelm, the over-controlling is not your truth. Bottom line, it is not your truth, right? Your truth is abundance. Your truth is flow, right? And that it has to be hard is fundamentally opposite of how your next level operates, right? Your next level self, your most abundant version of you, is not running around with her head cut off, right? Like everything's on fire, struggling, pushing, forcing. When you imagine her, when you think about her, right, that's the last thing that you would see. Your next level version is choosing easy, because she knows that it is the fast track to the abundance that you desire, right? The money that you want, the joy, the ease, the wealth, the powerful impact, the connection, the community, the vibrance, the well-being, all of the good stuff, all of the rich stuff. So I want to give you 3 questions to help you really think about this and integrate this and start to embody this in a more powerful way. The questions that I have for you are going to help you really understand, what does ease feel like to you? Because when you can actually start to feel this in your body and then begin to integrate it into your body, that's when you can actually start to become that on a daily basis. So the first question is really simple. What does ease feel like to you? I encourage you to just, think about that. If you have a journal, write some notes down for yourself, and don't edit, don't judge. Just allow yourself to flow out whatever it is that comes out naturally, whatever your intuition, whatever your divine spark is guiding you to write that down. What does ease feel like to you? The second question is, what does ease feel like in your body? And tune into your body. Imagine a time when you felt ease. What happened physically inside of your body? What was that emotional feeling like inside of your body? Your body is an incredible communicator. It is an antenna. It will tell you, whether something feels good or not, right? It can give you so many messages if you tune into it. The last question is, when I say the word ease, when I say the word flow, levity, ease, chill, relaxed, open, what happens in your body? So just notice that, right? When I say those words, is there a physical ripple effect that happens within your body? When I say the word open, when I say the word chill, when I say the word relaxed, right? What happens inside of your body? These are really, really important questions for you to answer, because when you can get into the knowingness of that, then you can actually take some purposeful moments throughout your day to just stop and check in. Does this feel like ease? Do I feel ease inside of my body? Am I open? Am I relaxed? Right? Am I practicing ease inside of my body? Wow. Gosh, no, I'm not. My shoulders are tight. They're up to my ears. My jaw's gripped, right? I'm clenching. What if I just opened myself up? What if I relaxed? How would I think differently about this problem? How would I approach this phone call differently? How might I write this email differently from this energy? And if you can start to integrate that slowly on a daily basis, I promise you will be stepping up the rungs of the ladder to your next level. Noticing your patterns and your limiting beliefs can be so supportive, right? Especially for women who are ready to define how abundance gets to feel, how supported they can feel on the journey to their success. And truly, inside of these conversations, I want to be an example for you, right? I want to, inside of my work, inside of my coaching, I want to show you how we can actually show up as balanced, right? We can be supported, we can receive massively, right? We can feel spacious inside of our work. We can cultivate beautiful relationship with money. We can experience intimacy. We can have pleasure inside of our lives. We can delight in life, right? While we are simultaneously running big businesses, growing prosperous and abundant organizations, being powerful leaders. We get to do all of that, right? There gets to be a balance. We can turn on our masculine energy. We can be goal focused. We can be action oriented. We can get it done, right? We can lean into all of that energy, and we can balance it with our more feminine side, right? And the aspects of feeling supported, being creative, being in community, feeling connected, right? Having fun, finding pleasure in our work, in our life. Both of those energies are needed. And so I want to remind you inside of this conversation that you are worthy of abundance just because you are, right? There's no proving it required. And I want to offer you another perspective as we close out this conversation. What if it's not about doing more or just working harder, but what if it's actually focusing on filling your cup, replenishing your energy, directing your creativity, clarifying your vision, following your vision, leading yourself to take aligned actions that are powerfully productive and potent, right? That actually produce amazing results with less effort and less time. I love having these conversations with you. Please comment, please share this out if this has resonated. I am currently holding space for women who want to do this work with me. And if that is you, then please reach out to me. You can email me, direct message me on Instagram or Facebook. You can comment below. I would love to look at, what is it going to take for you to get into your next level?